and there are road signs. It's like you're going along minding your own business, and all of a sudden, you hit a fork in the road, and there's a huge pole, and there's two signs. One says, "This path pleasing God." And over here, there's another one, and it says, "Trusting God." I don't want to choose. I just want to be on this path that I was on. I want both. I don't want either of them, but there they are. They're the primary motivations of how I will walk the rest of this journey. The primary motivation of my heart. Will I start out pleasing God? Will I travel that journey? Or trusting God? And so I look at these two paths and I go, trusting God. What is that? Trusting God. It doesn't do anything. When do I... Come on, I want to... All right. Pleasing God. Yes. Yeah. That's what I want. I want to please God. Yes! That's been the thing all along. I mean, after all He did for me, I want to make Him happy. I want to let Him know that, man, yeah. That's what I want to do. Yeah, I'm going down this road. So I go down this road for a while. And soon I come to a huge building. And it's got a door on it. It's got a doorknob, and above the door it says, "Striving to be all God wants me to be." Yes. That's right. Striving to be all God wants me to be. I want to be all God wants me to be. It sounds like the Marines. Be all you can be. That's me. Come on. We're going to do it. That's what I've been missing. I just needed this direction. I'm here now. I'm going to do it this time. I'm going to do it. Gosh, this time, God, we're going to be close now. And there's a doorknob. And the doorknob says self-effort. And I look at that and I go, well, of course. I mean, I've got to care now. I've got to do my part. I've got to get fired up. And God helps those who help themselves. And there it is. And I open the door and I walk in. And there's this loud cacophony of sound. And there's a huge room full of people. And a hostess walks over to me. And she says in kind of, looking back in retrospect, kind of a slick, smooth, almost too polite voice, "Hi, welcome to the room of good intentions." I say, "Hi. Hi, this is great. I think I found my place. The sold-out people I want to be with. How's everybody doing?" And all of a sudden it gets quiet, and almost as one voice, the people in the room say, "We're doing fine. We're fine. Fine as fine can be. Just fine. Kind of liquid. We have a couple commodities working through. We're kind of having some divergency, resource renewal right there. We're doing fine. Things are clicking tight. Family's good. We're all doing fine. Just fine as fine can be. That's who we are. Fine. We're fine." And then the host says, "And how are you?" And I say, thanks for asking. I've been struggling a little bit. I'm having some things. I mean, I think things are going to be better now that I'm here with you people, because you guys are fired up, and this is what I want to do, and I'm excited. And this is, but I feel like sometimes I want to do things a little bit, and she goes, and she hands me a mask. And I look at the people in the room, and they all go. And I put the mask on, and I say, "I'm sorry. Fine. I'm doing just fine. Thank you." And then the room goes back into their conversations. I'm in the room of good intentions. And as I walk back to the back of the room, I see a banner. And the banner says that I am working on my sin to achieve an intimate relationship with God. Yeah, that's right. See, that's what it's always felt like. That's what's been wrong. There's been this sin. It feels like when I'm talking to God or trying to talk to God, like He's way over there and I'm here and sin's between us. That's what's been wrong. And now, because I'm in a group that's fired up and we're going to get things going, I can shrink that. I can make that. I'll work on it. That's what I'll do. I'll fix that stuff, and then God and I will be. We're going to be closer. I know it's not. I don't know if you can hear me. I know you're way far away. I love you. I love you. I'm going to get this thing better. You wait. You watch. See, I'm going to, because I'm striving. I'm trying hard, and I'm going to get it better, and we're going to be close. That's right, I've got to work on my sin. And this time maybe it'll work. This time I'm going to fix it. And nobody tells me that there's 34 wheelbarrows more of sin that will be brought in daily. And nobody tells me that I don't know how to work on my sin, and I can't. Well, I'll tell you what, though. I'm in this room, and it just feels so great at first. I mean, it's got sincerity and perseverance and courage and diligence and full-hearted fervency, a desire to please God, sold-out determination, the pursuit of excellence. Yes, this is the place I've been looking for. I'm going to make Him so happy. One day soon we'll be close. But as weeks turn into months, I start to notice some things. Many in this room are starting to sound cynical, and they look kind of tired. They're working so hard. Many seem alone, and if you catch them off guard and they don't think anyone's watching, you see unbelievable deep pain in their faces. The conversations are kind of superficial and guarded. And then I find that I'm starting to think differently. I'm no longer as relaxed here. I have this nagging anxiety that if I don't behave well, if I don't control my sin enough, I'm going to be on the outs with everybody in this room and probably with God. And so I start investing more in effort into sinning less. I sin less. I'm going to do it better. I'm going to shrink that dot, and I feel better for a while. But the more time I spend in the room of good intentions, the more disappointed I feel. Despite all my striving and all my efforts, I keep sinning. In fact, some days I get fixated on trying to not sin. I can't seem to do enough. I never get through my list. It feels like I'm making every effort to please a God who never seems pleased enough. And I'm so tired. And gradually I start to realize that the path of pleasing God turns into what must I do to keep Him pleased. And eventually I can't breathe. I'm so tired. And I stumble out. And I go back to the middle, and I come to the fork in the road again. See, the room of good intentions has this problem. It reduces godliness to this formula. More right behavior plus less wrong behavior equals godliness. Did you hear that? More right behavior, I'm doing great things, less R movies equals godly man. And that's everything but biblical. When we embrace this, it sets me up to live in hiddenness. It disregards the godliness and righteousness that God has already placed in me. See, you guys, we can never resolve our sin by working on it. We may change the behaviors for a while, move the deck chairs around on the Titanic, but when we strive to sin less, we don't sin less. And the formula creates a permission system for a dozen disguises and causes us to lose our hope, and it keeps us immature. This theology has been breaking our hearts. And though this toxic thinking has let us down 1,000 times, we keep trying to control our bad habits and our sin and make that dot smaller so God and I can one day maybe be closer. And so now I'm back here at the crossroads again. And I come over to this one. Trusting God. Is there another road? And this one, it seems so less heroic than the other road. A bit ethereal and vague. Doesn't give me anything to do other than trust. See, I get used to hearing that to get what I want, I have to sell out, care more, get on fire, buck up, shape up, do the tighten up. I got to do all those things. But I don't have a choice. It's all that's left. So limping, I walk down this road. Until I finally come to a huge room again, and there's a door, and above the door there is this statement. It says, living out of who God says I am. Whatever. There's some words. Living out of who God says I am. And then I see a doorknob, and on the doorknob it says humility. And now things start to make sense. Everything closes in. Because I've tried so hard, so stinking hard. I've tried so hard to pull it together to do it, and I can't. God, I don't know what to do. If you don't do it, I will not make it. And I walk into this room, another crowded room full of people. And a hostess comes and greets me. And she says, welcome to the room of grace. And I answer tentatively because I have already been in a room before. And I say, thank you. And she presses and says, how are you? And I feel like I've been here before. So I say, fine. I'm pretty fine. Who wants to know? And the room stays quiet. Well, now I'm mad because I feel judged. So now I say and I yell out, all right, listen, everybody, I'm not fine. I haven't been fine for a long time. I'm tired and confused and afraid. I feel guilty and lonely. I'm sad most of the time. I can't make my life work. I'm so far behind and befuddled about what to do next, it leaves me frozen most of the time. And if any of you knew half of my daily thoughts, you'd want me out of your little room. So there, I'm doing not fine. Thanks for asking. And I reach for the doorknob to walk out of the room, when from the back of the room I hear this voice yelling, that's it? That's all you got? I'll take your confusion and guilt and bad thoughts and I'll raise your compulsive sin and chronic lower back pain. Oh, and I'm in debt up to my ears and I wouldn't know classical music from a show tune if it jumped up and bit me. You better get more than that little list if you want to play in my league, buddy. And the hostess nudges me and says, I think he means that you're welcome here. And now I'm emboldened and I answer him back and I say, did you struggle for getting birthdays? And now he's walking towards me and he comes up to me. And he says, birthdays? Heck, I can't remember my own. And there is much warm laughter as I am ushered into a sweet family of kind and painfully real people. And there is not a mass to be seen anywhere. I'm in the room of grace, and there is a banner on the back wall. And I'll think about it in a little bit, but right now I just read it. It says, standing with God, with my sin in front of us, working on it together. You see, you are in the room of grace.